afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 11600 Southwest Welch Terrace here in Beaverton. We're located at the front of the home. We are at to the left of the doorway, about 4 or 5 feet in from the front left corner of the house, and directly in front of this very first vent here. We have a 3-inch ABS clean out. We're going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. We do have water currently running, and we're going to zero out the foot counter here at the bottom of the clean out. Off we go. I think the line might be making a diameter change to 4-inch here. We'll have a better view of that when the pipe's drained out at the end. The line transitions here over to what appears to be 6-inch concrete pipe. And here at 75 feet, we have reached the main. We're going to let the whole line drain out here for a few minutes before rolling back. We'll have a much better view of everything when we reel the camera back in. Alrighty, I had a little trouble locating the camera head here. I'm picking up a signal in the road, but the direction it's coming in from doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I might be getting interference from underground locates or underground power or something like that. So we're going to pull back here a little ways and try again. I noticed on the way out here, and I forgot to mention it when I was going through, I think the microphone was paused, but there was an earthworm crawling around the line. So I know we've got at least one joint that's open to the ground. That one there's some substance sticking out from the joint. That looks like dirt there, not pipe grout. And you've got a fair amount of buildup in the flow line here. My camera cleared some of it out. You can see the junk that's left over. And sometimes after the camera goes through and breaks that stuff apart, a lot of it flows out on its own after that. Yeah, I'm still getting some very inconsistent locates here for whatever reason. I think there's underground utilities throwing the locator off, because I just went and located where we're about 15 feet back from where we terminated at, and I'm still picking up a locate signal in the same area. But yeah, at the very least here, I would recommend this line be clean. There is a ton of buildup out in the concrete pipe, and right now I can't tell if you've got a belly in the concrete or if there's just so much debris buildup in the flow line it's causing that water to stand there. It looks more like debris buildup to me than anything. very thick, and some of those mounds there are 2 inches tall. It looks like someone's been putting a lot of wipes and paper towels and stuff like that down the line. I would recommend a jet to clean the line out, to get all that junk out of the pipe there. I was finally able to locate the camera head here. Right now we're at where the sidewalk meets the curb strip that the trees are planted in, which is basically straight out from where the clean out access is. But beyond that, for some reason, I can't pick up a locate signal. So if you do any digging or decide to do digging, you're going to have to relocate. For whatever reason, my locator just won't pick up on it. But anyway, we have at least one joint in the line that is allowing an earthworm through it, which tells me groundwater and dirt can also come through, which is not so much an issue that's affecting functionality at this point. It can, though, over time, if it's pulling enough dirt and groundwater in. Most of these joints I've gone past look like they have some level of dirt coming through them. Again, not something that's affecting flow. They're just, technically speaking, open to the ground. So I would recommend here from 27 feet to 75 feet to do a liner, because you do have multiple compromised joints. This is not something that needs to be done right this minute, but I would keep an eye on the sewer line. Those open joints can allow roots to get in easier, things of that nature. But at this point, it's not doing anything. But in theory, if joints are pulling enough dirt and groundwater in, they can cause hydro erosion over time. But by and large, I think if you get the junk cleaned out of the concrete pipe there, it drains nicely. And the joints, all of which I went past, look like they are quite tight still. They become compromised over time as the concrete wears and the grout in the joint wears out, and then you get hydraulic pressure outside the sewer line that forces stuff through them. The joints are not gaping wide open to the point where sewage is escaping from them. It's very unlikely anyway. And yeah, it does appear here, as best I can tell, it looks like we make a drop down into this. I believe that we're belling out to 4-inch diameter pipe there. So if you decide to do a liner, this is an easy peasy job. You have to dig in a clean out here just in front of the current clean out to put a 4-inch one in, and then you could line the rest of that. But first and foremost, my biggest concern is the debris buildup in the concrete pipe. And sometimes when you get that level of buildup, a lot of that stuff looks like it's associated with the wrong stuff going down the line, wipes or paper towels and grease. But from time to time, the concrete flow lines will wear out on you, and you'll get either extremely rough aggregate rock exposed or even holes, and the debris gets stuck down into them and causes buildup in the flow line. So I would recommend jetting the line and rescoping afterwards to ensure that the pipe bottom is not damaged in some way, shape, or form, because that debris will just collect again over time. But at this point, it looks like just a lot of the wrong stuff's been going down the line. So if the line gets all cleared out, and on top of that, those areas where you have buildup in the flow line, sometimes over time, the debris will actually take the place of where standing water is. And so you can clear debris out, and all of a sudden you have standing water there. So it's possible you could have bellies in the line. The bellies out there do not seem terribly concerning. They're a distance out from the house. And most everything I'm looking at in the flow line there does not look like toilet paper products. It looks like stuff that shouldn't be going down the pipe. But it's important to rescope afterwards, to check the work, make sure the line was thoroughly cleaned, and to make sure that the pipe is not damaged somewhere underneath all that stuff. At this time, though, we do have adequate flow to the main lateral. You should have proper flow once the line is cleaned out. I do recommend updating the concrete because multiple joints throughout appear to have dirt coming through them. I did see at least one earthworm, and you can see that on the video as I'm advancing the camera out to the main. I kind of pause and stop for a second. It's on the left side of the screen. You'll see it crawling up the sidewall. And again, if no repairs are done, I would just rescope the line every couple years to keep an eye on things.